Welcome back to the channel. Mark Haynes doing stuff. Hope everybody's doing okay. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel if you like this video. But thanks for being here. So the other night, I went live on YouTube and I was having some different questions from people. People were asking me what I do for a career outside of acting. And I informed them that I am currently helping to run a website called malestrippers.com. So today we have everybody's favorite male stripper here, Vacay J. You might know him as James Pellegrosso from our music videos.
That's right.
But today we're going to be talking about different topics to do with male stripping, male strippers, and misconceptions that people have about, hiring a male stripper and what's going to happen when you hire a male stripper. So James, could you please tell the audience what happens, what's the process about going about hiring a male entertainer, a male dancer to come to your private party?
Yeah, so first, as you would assume, you would go to the internet and you would type in probably male strippers. That's like the most general term you could use. Once you do that, then it's going to bring all these websites up. You click on one, and then you start, kind of reading about the company or seeing, kind of what they offer, different strippers and stuff like that. Typically, you want to try to narrow it down to wherever you live. So your state, and then your city, and then, kind of see what they got going on in that area.
So, when you go to a male stripper show, how does it work? You bring your music, you wear like a costume, what happens?
Right. So basically, when you get a male dancer, what are you really getting? That's the question. So you basically get a guy, he's coming, he brings a Bluetooth speaker, he's got music. You're allowed to, sometimes they'll let you choose a costume. So if you have a certain kind of like fantasy, or if you have a theme that's going on for your party, or if there's something that the person that you're doing it for really likes, like a cowboy, or I don't know, let's say you're just having a party and you want the party to be kind of broken up, like the police come because it's so crazy, then you can have like a police officer costume. We've even had bizarre requests because the girl is marrying a doctor, so then they want the stripper to come in a doctor's costume, for example.
So, what are some misconceptions about male strippers? Do you have to be well endowed to be a stripper?
Well, I think that, obviously strippers, when people think about a fantasy, like, what kind of a fantasy guy, it's going to fulfill a party or something like this. So I guess that might be part of the fantasy, is that the guy is big everywhere. But realistically, there's a lot of factors that are way more important than that makes a successful stripper party. That is probably very far down on the list, even though that, I don't know, people think that must be like a have to have in order to be a stripper.
The entertainment factor is more important, is basically what you're saying.
Oh, absolutely. The entertainment factor, the performance factor, the interaction between the people at the party and the stripper. I think there, even believe it or not, I know it sounds cliche, but a stripper's personality. Because when you show up and you're just, you're confident and you're going in there and you have kind of like that positive energy, and people start, reacting to that. And I don't care how big your area is. If you don't have those things, you're never going to get to that. Because that's not the first, when you get out of the car, that's not the first thing they see.
Definitely. So, to be a male exotic dancer, we'll call it.
Yep.
How good of a dancer do you have to be? Do you have to have a background in do you have to be like a professional dancer to
Right.
go to a party and strip?
I don't really think so. I mean, obviously having some rhythm helps. I mean, it can't hurt. But I don't think you have to be Michael Jackson or the Fred Astaire of stripping in order to be really good. Mm-hmm. I think that, male dancing, just like female dancing, we don't use a pole or anything like that, but there's different moves and techniques that you can use in a male stripper show that are really going to help you, be more successful. I know that there are a couple how-to videos out there and everything, and all of these moves and everything like that. But realistically, if you, I think actually, if I was really going to tell someone out there, if you're watching this video and you're like, I want to be a male stripper, okay? The number one thing you got to do if you want to be good is don't rush. Guys run into a party and everyone's all pumped up and they're all nervous or excited or whatever, and they just rip their clothes off in 2.5 seconds, okay? Because if you think about it, how long does it take you out there? You're watching this video. How long does it take you to take your clothes off? What, like, I don't know, 30 seconds? Mm-hmm. So obviously you need to find a pace because people want the show to last longer than 30 seconds.
Yeah, I always tell people that, the showmanship part is more important than, the actual ability, the dancing ability, and, just being able to put on a good show and being personable, and being able to interact with the crowd. That's more important than everything. A misconception that people have, okay, is you might see these videos online where it's like a type of pornography video, like Dancing Bear or something, where the guy's going around and you got a bunch of women and they might be doing different
sexual things.
Yeah, sexual things. So let's tell me what really happens at most of the stripper parties that you would work.
So basically, I think it's a lot more. Come on, get down. It's a lot more simpler, or a lot more innocent than people think. I mean, obviously it's stripping, so it's still, I always tell people, it's still edgy. It's still kind of, very progressive, I guess you would call it. But realistically, you come in and the one thing I always try to do is I always try to get people to smile or to laugh. And you're thinking, well, does someone really want to smile or laugh at a stripper show? But the thing is that sometimes people have never had this type of entertainment before. Mm-hmm. They don't know what to expect. And there's a sense of nervousness, all right, there. And what you want to do, just like if you're going to, I don't know, it's probably a bad analogy, but let's say you're going to have sex with someone for the first time. Even though that you're excited and you want to be sexual, there is a sense of like, they're kind of nervous about this first encounter with you. So you want to try to kind of put people at ease a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I tell people that, a lot of times the stripper party is like kind of a comedy act, because they might have like their bachelorette that she doesn't know that the male stripper's coming. So it's all a big surprise. And it's like, they're doing it for giggles and
they're literally trying to do it to embarrass her.
Yeah, they're trying to embarrass her. They want to get a good video and picture. And that's another thing that male stripping shows, we encourage the people to take pictures and videos, because that's part of the show and it helps advertise the company and everything. But yeah, so it's more of, they put her on the spot. She's sitting there. She's, feeling uncomfortable. You're dancing. Everybody's laughing and cracking up, having a good time. So it's a lot of times it's more of a comedy show than it is like a sexual show. Is that what you would say?
Absolutely, and it's funny that I think that a good part that you mentioned there, like what's really like, people always think about strippers as this kind of like general term, female strippers, male strippers, but they're all just strippers. But even in that, what Mark was just saying, like for example, at every show that I do, there's always a time for people to take selfies or to take group pictures, and it's fun. It's like, but female strippers would never.
Yeah, they don't allow any kind of pictures
allow pictures or videos or anything like that. But but we don't care. Who cares? You just get some Sometimes the audience doesn't want any pictures.
Yeah,
the ladies don't want.
They don't want blackmail.
Yeah, exactly. But again, I try to even make that fun for them, saying, if you can't be in a picture because of your boyfriend, your husband, your girlfriend, whatever it is that you're into, I say, F that, just get some pictures. A little bit of jealousy goes a long way.
Yeah. So also, if you order a male stripper, unless you like make a special request that you want him to get naked, male strippers aren't going to get naked when they come to your party. So that's really, you know, if you got your grandmother there or something,
Yeah.
you know, you don't have to be afraid that a male stripper is going to be like coming in and, you know, acting crazy and getting naked for her. You know, normally they just get down into a pair of underwear and play different games, you know, with the females at the party.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the one thing that if you're a good male stripper is first thing you do is before you even go to the party, if there's information on the reservation about the type of people that you're dancing for, but also when you get there and you're looking at the audience. Now, let's say, they're all older people. Okay. So you might change the music to music they might like. The other night, for example, I had a certain ethnicity party and I was like, what song might they enjoy a little more than this other song?
Yeah, like if you play for Latinas, you might want to play, you know, some Daddy Yankee or different reggaeton songs.
Sure.
Things like that. So you want to try to accommodate the guest as best as you can. If they're an older crowd, you might want to play, you know, some throwback songs or something to make them feel comfortable. Basically,
Exactly.
we always want the party to be comfortable around us. We don't want it to be a bad experience. Another thing that I think a lot of guys tell their girlfriends is that all those male strippers, they're all gay. Do you think that most male strippers are gay, or what do you think?
No, I don't think so. I mean, there are male strippers that are gay. I
Yeah,
mean,
of course.
for sure.
Just as there is with every profession, you know, there's doctors that are gay, there's,
Right.
you know, lawyers that are gay.
But I don't think that like it's a rule of thumb that because if you're a male stripper that you're gay. I mean that's just some sort of a myth that guys tell women so that I don't know the women like aren't attracted to male strippers or
Yeah,
something.
because they
like
think
that.
they're off limits or something. So,
Yeah, or they don't want that.
yeah. So, what other misconceptions do people think about male strippers that you want to clear up for the audience?
Well, I think sometimes you go. The one is that I don't know. We have this. No matter where you are or what's happening, like I don't know, you just want to be naked, like we're a nudist or something like
Yeah.
this, and that's absolutely not the case. I've gone to many parties, and sometimes the person that maybe you're performing for, or maybe there's a couple people in the audience. It's usually not the entire crowd, but some people are more into it. Other people, don't like us very much, and it's understandable. Some people are just, their enjoyment of this type of entertainment is just different.
Yeah.
But I tell them all the time, I say, I'm not a big fan of strippers either. And they're like, what do you mean you're a stripper? And I go, well, that is true. But the thing is when I go to see strippers, whether it be male or female, it's not like I'm like super pumped too. So I always try to say, hey, try to, enjoy it for what it is. Don't make a bigger deal out of it than it really is. Sometimes people just they blow this type of entertainment way out of proportion. But I definitely think that it has its place, and I guess we're a little biased here, but it has its place in all types of entertainment, as long as it's in the right setting and for the people with the right mindset.
Yeah, I mean, we've done stripper shows everywhere. We've done them at nursing homes.
Yep.
Different.
Well, that's a good one right there. Like sometimes people are like, is there an age limit to get a stripper?
I mean, obviously, you'd have to be 18 to order one.
Yes.
I guess because you have to have a credit card and stuff to order it.
Right.
And we wouldn't want to perform for children, but we've done stripper parties for people in their hundreds, like over 100 years old. So
That's right.
it's really like a something that anybody can enjoy, and the performer would target the show for the audience. Like you would if it's for a 100-year-old lady, you're obviously not going to be lifting her up in the air and throwing her around and things like that. So as a performer, you have to be able to assess your audience and be able to know how to give them the show that they deserve, or that they're looking for.
What's the largest number of ladies that you perform for, do you think?
Probably 50 or so.
50?
Yeah. What do you think?
Even at the male reviews, you think?
Oh, at the male reviews, there's been hundreds, but I'm talking about like a private
Like a
party.
private party?
Yeah, probably like.
Yeah. And what's the lowest number you perform for?
Sometimes people hire a stripper just like for two people or something. I've done that
Right.
before. So, Yeah.
That's true. So it's a good thing. That's what I'm hoping he was going to say, is that if you're out there and you're a couple and you want to hire a male stripper, it happens all of the time. It is not like this. We get phone calls for this all the time. Even if you're a single person, let's say you're a woman out there and you're watching this and you're like, you know what? I would like to do something nice for myself for my birthday. People they call up and they hire strippers all of the time.
Yeah.
All of the time. So, I think I always tell people in this type of entertainment and in this in their life, every day that passes you by, you got to carpe diem sometimes. Seize the moment. Don't wait for someone else to do it. Oh, that's another one too, is that most of the phone calls are people hiring strippers for other people.
Yeah.
But that does not mean that if you are throwing a party, maybe for yourself, we've got people call up and say, I need to get a stripper. And you go, okay, who's it for? It's for me. So that, don't wait for your friend or your family or...
Yeah, so as a dancer, you should know how to perform for a large group or a small group. Like if you got a large group here, you might want to be moving around this way, paying attention to this area, then coming over here. But then if you got a smaller group and it's more condensed, then you can keep your performance to one area, So you kind of have to be able to adjust when you're a performer, and to know how to perform for each group.
That's true. Also, Mark talking about groups, sometimes you're going to be performing and it's for all ladies. Sometimes you're going to be performing where it's, men and women. Mm-hmm. And then what's even more complicated sometimes is when those men and women are couples.
Yeah.
So, you got to take all that kind of stuff into account.
Yeah. Because obviously the guys could be jealous, like if you're dancing for their woman. So you have to know, you have to read the crowd. You have to be good at reading the crowd and knowing, what buttons you don't want to push, things like that.
Sure. Also, how crazy you want the party to get. If you're in one of those situations, you're like, okay, maybe a little bit less is better.
Yeah.
But the one thing I always do in those situations, if you're going to be a stripper out there, is that if you're in a lot of strippers will not perform at all if there's couples. Mm-hmm. They make the men leave. They will not allow them to even be there. I don't care. I will allow it to happen, but I just tell them up front. I go, if anyone does anything negative towards me whatsoever, says something negative, does anything physical, obviously negative, the show is automatically over, because they are paying me to be here.
Yes.
It's not like I just showed up and,
Yeah, well, we don't want to be disrespected.
Right, of course.
We're still human beings.
Absolutely. And it's a show. It's supposed to be fun. Like, I actually had a party last night and it was a very similar situation. And I go, it's just entertainment. It's not personal. And, it's supposed to be fun. So,
So if somebody wanted to book you for an event, tell us how they would find you.
Okay, so if you're going to book me for an event, you would go online, and there's two different ways actually. You could go to malestrippers.com, or you can go to magnummalestrippers.com. There's two different sites, and then you would just you would call, and then we could take a reservation over the phone. That'd be magnummalestrippers.com. The other one would be malestrippers.com. Would be, you could go on there and literally just book right through the website. You'll see a picture of me, you click on it, and then you go to the next page, you put in all the information for the party, credit card, they take a deposit, and then I would show up and collect the rest of the money in cash, and away we go.
So the other thing I wanted to discuss is that sometimes people will hire a stripper and they don't really want them to strip. So like they might hire a male entertainer to come be like a guest bartender or something and pour drinks for the guests and just kind of mingle, maybe do some shoulder rubs, things like that. So, it's we're kind of like a jack of all trades, things that it's like a profession that you can do. We can go there, be a waiter.
Yep.
So if you want to hire like a male dancer and maybe the party isn't into the whole dancing thing, you can still hire a guy. We can accommodate any type of party pretty much. So
Absolutely.
That's the good thing about male dancers is we're so versatile, and we can do anything that the guests would want us to do.
I've even done, like, believe it or not, a combination. A long time ago, many moons ago, there was a type of entertainment. It was called Singing Telegram. and you would have someone show up and they would sing either happy birthday or maybe a specific song that an artist that someone liked, maybe like Elvis Presley or Sinatra or something like this, right? So you can do like a combination stripper / sending telegram. You show up because you already have the music and all that kind of stuff, and then you just show up and sing, and then also do a little strip. So it takes it just one step a little bit further.
So I'd say the overall theme of this video is male strippers. It's not what you think. You know, it's different, you know. So hopefully this has cleared up, you know, misconceptions that, you know, what you might have had in your mind before about male strippers, you know, and what you realize now about it.
Of course.
And anything else you want to add to the video?
I think that's basically about it. I just think that if you had a male stripper out there and you really enjoyed it, kudos to you for having the foresight and having some fun. And if you've never had a male stripper out there, then you should definitely try it out, because it's one of those things where I think someday it's not going to be around anymore. It's one of those things where everyone thinks it's just going to be there.
Yeah.
But I think that eventually it might not be available anymore. So if you had the opportunity to take advantage of this type of entertainment, I suggest you go out and do it. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. You know, just say F it, book it, do it. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, before it's too late, make sure you hire your male strippers. So with
Yeah.
that being said, Mark Haynes doing stuff. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll be back with more interesting content.
We're out of here.